Good morning, everybody. Today we have a big day in the hayfield. We're getting an early start here, and I have Bill and Baron, and we're mowing with my new mowing machine, and we are cutting second cutting hay. This was last year's new seeding, so there's a lot of clover in it, and it's a beautiful stand, and we're trying to get down a pretty good sized piece. Brenda came out to do some filming, and she brought Skip, our dog, along with her. And it's fortunate for us, whenever I've taken this mowing machine out with the motor on, Skip has not been too interested in it, which is good. I don't know if the motor kind of scares him, but he pretty well stays away, which is good because we don't need to have him getting in the way when I'm mowing. Like I had said, this is fairly early in the morning, and if you notice on the tires, especially, you can see it, the dew is very heavy this morning, so we're mowing some very wet grass, and this mower is doing a wonderful job of cutting it even though it's very wet. This is quite a large piece of hay that I'm putting down here today, and this end, the upper end, it's a little bit higher up here, not much, but it is a lot more sparse than it is down farther. Now, this is a field that was tiled a couple years ago, and down where it's actually looks a little bit better is where it was the wettest, and the tile has done a wonderful job of taking the water off the field, so it's dry now to be able to work it easier. So I'm thinking that the wetter ground is definitely why it's a little bit thicker hay. even a little bit earlier this morning, I was able to give Libby her short leading lesson, and Brenda was out and was able to film that a little bit, so we'll go to that right now.
First day on the porch. Libby jumped right up the steps.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's just
Okay. Second day going into the barn this way. On the scales. Skippy. Skippy and Lady have this vendetta between them. They do not get along.
So like I'd said, we're cutting second cutting today, and our first cutting is all done, and we ended up with 107, I think, round bales which is way more than I would normally put up, but because of the troubles I had with my square baler, that's what we ended up doing. And then for square bales, I think we put in, I don't know, maybe, I didn't count them, so I'm guessing maybe 1,500 bales at the most for first cutting. And generally we put in, you know, overall 5,000 to 6,000 bales of square bales, but that's just not going to happen this year. We still will have a lot of second cutting hay to put into square bales, so we'll still be getting some more square bales, but yeah, I think we're still going to have plenty. So here in front of us is a field of second cutting that I mowed down a couple days ago, and we'll have to get it raked even today and maybe even baled up. Ahead of us here is my cornfield, and I've actually shown very little of my cornfield this year because of the fact that I've been kind of short on help and we've had other troubles, that I've actually did more of my corn ground with the tractor than I normally would have, so there wasn't so much to show you. Also, I had to cheat a little bit and end up having to spray the corn for weeds, so I didn't even have time to do cultivating out in the cornfield, but it is a very decent crop of corn, which I'm very happy with. We thought we'd give you a little bit of a aerial tour of the surrounding areas, our surrounding neighbors and their farms. So now we're coming back onto our farm and a big pasture way over there in the distance. And next to the cornfield is a piece of ground that was tiled last year, and we were going to seed it down this spring, but we decided just to leave it fallow for the summer, and then maybe I'll put corn in there next year. I'm not really sure. I was going to seed it down in August, but I think I might just leave it there and plant corn next year in that piece. And where the corn is now, we would seed that down for next year. So here I'm coming back to the hayfield after a short coffee break, and actually I'm coming back for the second time because I went to have a quick coffee break and topped off my gas tank with some fuel, and I had a bad can of gas and I didn't realize it, and at the very end of dumping the gas in, it looked really strange, and as it turned out, it had a bunch of water in it. And so I got back here and I started it right up, and I mowed just a little ways, and you can see even right ahead of us where I had stopped, and the motor just did not run. And I had to go all the way home, drain the whole tank out, put in some fresh, good gas, and here I'm coming back now to finish up mowing this field. So here we are later in the day, raking our first hay with Duke and Earl. The hay is pretty well dry right now, but we chose to even wait another day, and we raked it up the following morning, and then I had a buyer for the hay that came in, and we got this all square baled and sold all of this hay the following day. I must say it's quite a joy to be able to work these horses of mine throughout the haying season, and I've been doing it for years and years now, and it still gives me great joy to be out here working the hayfield with my horses. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you have a great day. We'll see you next time.